Good, thank you. Oh, good to see you.
Likewise.
All right. Mr. Marufo, if you'll do the honors, please.
In cause number 2021-0D02386, State of Texas versus David Andrade. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Myrna Pages for Mr. David Andrade.
Dave Macias for adult probation, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. I'm showing that we're here for probation status. What's going on with this case? Who'd like to go first?
Your Honor, it was I guess status hearing, Judge. We had been here, I believe on the 22nd of April. We had some issues with Mr. Andrade. Actually, he had quite the attitude. I tried to conduct a TRAS. It was a questionnaire that is required for all our cases here in the probation department, and Mr. Andrade decided that he wasn't going to answer any questions. And he kind of really went into left field. I explained to the judge, Ms. Pages, Ms. King, very defensive. And I told him that I was going to be in the judge's attention, which I did. And the judge warned Mr. Andrade. I believe Ms. Pages also spoke to him. And we had a totally different person. And I was able to conduct my TRAS, which is required by the state of Texas. One other thing is that we had a issue with Mr. Andrade and his mobile device. Mr. Andrade, for some reason, was blowing in complete darkness. I had brought it to his attention, and he seemed to actually turn on the light in some instances, but unfortunately in others, he still had where he was glowing in dark. But since our last hearing, which was the 22nd of April, to today, on my summary, Mr. Andrade has various misses on his mobile device. And when you look at the calendar, it seems to be that Mr. Andrade likes to miss on a Sunday all day, Sunday nights, and he won't blow into the next morning. So he'll go more than 12 hours without testing to the device. I have no idea why he decides that he's just not going to blow into it. This is where the machine turns on. He has a 1 hour time period to blow into it. And he could still blow into it afterwards, simply by turning it on and blowing into the machine, but he doesn't. And these are all complete misses. I'm not sure if you have the list, Your Honor, if I could go over the dates if you want. We have the.
Let me, before you do that, answer me. I'm trying to look through Odyssey. When was he put on probation, and how long is he on probation?
Let me just bring up my Odyssey, because.
And I'm trying to do that too on my Odyssey. I'm just unfortunately not knowing exactly which screen to look for.
He was placed on probation on February 8th this year, and he was given 4 years.
Okay, February of this year, February of 22. So he's been on probation 3 months.
Yes.
And he's not complying.
We had an issue with him obtaining the device. That took some time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you know that they have kind of a shortage issues with the machines. So that took some time. But we had a hearing immediately after he placed the probation, because he had quite an attitude to the CLOs of the court. And so I was informed within a week that we had a hearing. I had to call him, and we set it up. He says that he didn't, but that was the first hearing. And ever since then, we were having hearings so that he could get the device. It did take some time, like I said, to get the device. And then I had my issue with him not wanting to answer any questions whatsoever. Mm-hmm. That was finally actually was able to get done. I was also able to get Mr. Andrade's screen for our TAP program. My counselor, Ms. Sandra Escajada, screened him on the 27th of April. He was deemed that he meet criteria for TAP services. The only thing is that Mr. Andrade has insurance, Medicaid health insurance. So mm-hmm. She gave him a list of providers so that he can call one of his providers and he can start attending that. I'm not sure if he has or has not yet.
All right, with full disclosure, I am Judge Anchondo's associate judge for DWI Drug Court and the RISE program. Is there a reason why we're not looking at doing that?
Initially, he was just placed into that, but he did spend 6 months in jail until he pled, which I thought was weird, but I'm not sure if it was offered to him or not. And let me check. I'm not sure he was, but he had complained, and he has restitution, but he had complained that he has a financial situation. I believe he's on his third or fourth employment. He's had been to go from the other jobs. Well, that was one of the reasons why we couldn't get the machine immediately. He didn't have the money either. And I know he's struggling financially, but yeah, I don't think he was ever screened for that. I'm not sure, to be honest, if you'd even want to do it. We have, like I said, we have had these issues as far as participating and answering questions for TRAS. I warned him when I set him up for the TAP counselor. My TAP counselor is real nice people and stuff, and I tell him, hey, you know what, I can take whatever attitude you give me, but I don't appreciate you giving him any attitude and stuff. And I had to call him to remind him that day. And the wife, the phone was disconnected. I had to call his wife, and the wife told me that he was at work. And then he called me. And when he called me, he told me that he called the counselor, but he had changed his phone number. And so he didn't tell me, and I had to give that to the counselor so that they could call him and stuff and get it done and stuff. But right now we just have the issues of him missing. And like I said, I'm not sure we have the list, but we have where.
Yes, there was approximately 10 misses. I was able to see it.
We also have the 9th, and I was just pulled up the brand new one. We have the 9th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So,
which goes back to your Sunday allegation of missing on Sunday. It further makes your allegation. Correct.
And so, I really don't know what the judge wants to do from these misses, and they're complete misses. They're not where he attempts to blow later on, or he does blow later on. They're complete misses.
Well, and let me say this. I don't know what Ms. King's recommendation is, but I'm going to ask Ms. Well, let me go ahead and hear from Ms. King first.
Your Honor, at this point, I believe the state is going to request a VN. From my memory, I believe this was true third. He does have a criminal history. However, he just seems always to be not compliant. So I guess I will file the MTR, and I know that I'm not sure if the judge received, but there was supposed to be a detailed report on the monitor. I don't know if that was.
I got the one that summarizes his.
No, Your Honor, that was my fault. The judge had requested a report. Unfortunately, I pulled down a report of a lifesaver. You have to pull a detailed report, and I noticed that for the first 5 days, because that's when he barely got the machine, I don't know what happened. Lifesaver was upgrading from their 3G to the 5G service. I don't know how to put it. They merged his report with someone else's. And that's just for the first 5 days. And the only reason I know this is because I know where Mr. Andrade lives. And I guess this other person, which I don't recognize whatsoever, I could see his face. I could see his face. His GPS had him at North Shore, North Line. And I'm not sure if that's north of Dallas, Fort Worth area. And so it was weird to see that, this person would blow at this time. And then like a couple minutes later, Mr. Andrade would blow. And so they would go like that. And that was for the first 5 days. And so after that, then I got Mr. Andrade. And the situation was that he was just blowing in the dark. I'm not sure if he was aware. The machine itself will take a picture in the dark. And I have to tell all my new clients that get the Lifesaver, they're brand new devices. It doesn't have a flash. we have to turn on the light, and that's been an issue. But yes, he had quite a bit of
Okay,
tests in the dark.
Ms. Bajes, what do you have to say about Mr. Andrade?
Judge, well, he should be here at 10. I don't know if he's on here. I don't see him.
No, Ms. Pages, he was supposed to log in and he also didn't report in yesterday.
He didn't report. Okay. My only question is, I know we were here on the 19th, I believe, in
22nd.
front of Judge Perez. What's that?
The 22nd.
The 22nd. So he has been missing the Sundays subsequent to that, because I know that was not addressed with Judge Perez.
Yes,
The Sundays.
this barely happened after the court hearing. And so I have the list of dates if you would like them. But when you look at the calendar, you see that.
It's on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's usually on a Sunday.
Right.
Okay.
Ms. Bajes, this is what I'd like to do, and let me go ahead and let Mr. Hernandez know. Mr. Hernandez, we are not set again until 6/9. A month is too long for him to be going this time without his tests. So I do believe Judge Perez needs to address this before that. So if you can go ahead and squeeze in a date for Mr. Andrade before June 9th, preferably within the next 7 days, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at the docket now.
Okay, perfect. Ms. Bajes, let's go ahead and move this because I'll be honest, this is a lot that needs to be addressed for Mr. Andrade. I personally know how I would want to handle this, but again, I'm a substitute judge for her. And so she needs to go ahead and make sure what she wants to do with a DWI conviction who's not complying.
Right. I understand. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Bajes. Ms. Bajes, unless you have, Mr. Macias, I'm sorry we couldn't resolve it completely today, but I am moving you up from that June 9th date, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Judge, I'll schedule for next week and we can squeeze it in next week. I'll
Perfect.
send notice.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Bajes, unless you have something else, and you might, since you are with the public defenders and you tend to
I
have.
might have another one, Judge, but I'm not too sure. I know there's a De La Vega. I'm not sure if that's mine. I'm gonna double check with Missy Bobbin really quick.
Okay.
But it's
You can
also
turn-
a probation.
No problem. You can turn off your camera, and if you
Okay.
have somebody come back on, and if not, you are free to get off, okay?
Ms.
All right,
But
thank you
for
so
right now,
much.
go ahead and turn off your
Is in
camera.
the waiting area.
All right.
But yeah, it does state that he has not been assigned an attorney, Judge.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Ms. Bajes heard that or if she missed that last bit.
Also, we have Mr. Flores appearing. He's also in the waiting area. The attorney assigned to him, he emailed me yesterday that he does not represent Mr. Flores. And he's here
Sure.
for a review hearing.
Okay, let
Mr.
me,
Marujo, Judge, if I may, just really quick. So we have De La Vega, Flores, and Ibarra, along
Okay.
with Mr. Andrade, who we just had.
uh-huh,
These are four cases that are DWI related offenses that are follow-ups. Well, Mr. Andrade has been a little more follow-up more frequently, but the other three, they're follow-ups from March. We had admonishments with Judge Perez.
mhm.
And I know these are, review hearings and stuff. So I just want, so the probationer should be logging on.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure, Judge, if you would want, I have the case summaries, which I also sent you. I don't know if you want the probation officer to be present or if you're okay with just the reports.
I'm okay with the reports. I know you did send them to me. I read through a little bit of Mr. Andrade's, which is why I knew there were 10 misses. Let me see if I can pull up more of your summaries. Give me a second. Ms. Carla, if you think there is one that is truly contested and needs to be heard before Judge Perez, we can just let me know and we can go ahead and move that one now.
And I honestly, I did reach out to Ms. Hernandez right now as well for that, only because going over the summaries myself, they're not 100% compliant reports.
Mm-hmm.
There are little issues going on. So, you can address them, Judge Reyes, but I think Judge Perez would want to listen to them as well.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm concerned about, especially if they're all DWI. Let me read Flores real fast and let me see if I think I'll be able to provide a closure on it. Give me a second. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'm on what appears to be page 8 of 9 for Miss,
Mr. Marufa, I'm sorry, Judge, can we get off YouTube if we aren't done until the next